record-wise, not even in the same conversation.
Well, right now for Boston, they have nothing to worry about tonight, and that is a tremendous blessing. No risk at this point of them slipping into the play-in, so it's full speed ahead to the playoffs for them.
All right, now let's check out the starters for the Miami Heat. Andrew Wiggins is out there with Norman Powell. Then it's Bam Adebayo. Then there's Tyler Hero, and it's Mitchell in at the point guard position. And for Boston, Tatum at the 4 with Kata in at the 5. White and Brown team up as the backcourt. And it's Hauser in at the 3. Grant, two teams with very high hopes for the postseason. This should be a fantastic matchup.
You know, B.A., I've had this one circled on my calendar. Both sides have talent. They're exciting. You know, it's the kind of game that could come down to the last shot.
Now here's Powell. He takes it in. Adebayo. Count it. 1 for 1 to start the game.
Pretty dime from Norman Powell. Listen, he wants to score it, but that's a great setup.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
Well, I had a chance to talk with head coach Joe Mazzulla. Coach brought up the challenges that Bam Adebayo poses on both ends. He told me offensively, Bam doesn't force much. He gets his points within the flow of the offense. He's a great finisher and facilitator. And defensively, he can guard anybody. He might be the most versatile defender in the league. Guys?
And Allie, thank you for that. And so Adebayo will bring it up for the Miami Heat. Pass to Wiggins. Now here's Hero. Lets the 3 fly. Knocks down the long J.
Well, Hero takes a ton of threes, no doubt. I mean, he has the green light from his coaches and teammates.
Tatum, a screen on Hero. Brown inside. He's guarded by Hero.
Now that's how you capitalize on a screen.
Yeah, good positioning, too. Gave him a clear path to the hoop.
Where was the defense? No fighting through the pick, no rotation. My goodness.
Brown against Hero. From deep, Mitchell. Boston pulls it in.
And that's exactly how tightly you have to guard him every time he steps to the arc. He's just that good.
Hauser passes to Tatum. Back to Hauser. Shot clock at 5. The 3 is up. Mitchell grabs the miss.
Boy, a chilly start for this basketball team. They are just 1 for 4.
Powell outside. Adebayo, a screen on Tatum. Powell for 3. Kata pulls it in. Celtics trail by 3. And even as the Heat look to go younger, this is not a team with an appetite for lengthy rebuilds, Grant.
Yeah, B.A. But one advantage they possess, when star players around the league ponder a change of scenery, Miami certainly has some great views.
And here are the Heat now. The Celtics making their last shot. Hero for 3. And again, no good by Miami. Boston's gone 0 for 2 from outside. And here's Brown for 3. That one doesn't drop. And so it's Mitchell who brings up the ball for the Heat. This game coming after a loss versus the Raptors.
It was, frankly, embarrassing. I was shocked by their disorganization, and I think they were too.
Well, frankly, they should be shocked. I mean, that kind of effort simply won't cut it in today's NBA. Let's see if they take any lessons from it.
Now here's Brown. 35 points his last game. Yep, that one goes.
Brown showing off that delicate touch, becoming much more reliable with his jumper the longer he plays in the NBA.
And here's a timeout from Eric Spoelstra now. He's going to talk it over with his guys. And here's a look at some numbers for him.
Effective field goal percentage is a great way to measure his performance over the previous 10 games. It's been much improved, a sign that his game has been evolving.
Miami trailing. Powell surveying the D. To win the drought. Rebound Boston. Coming off a win against the Hornets.
That was a tremendous all-around game. Their intensity was there, and their production was right there along with it, too.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it was hard to imagine them being much better at the offensive end. They were so efficient in almost every aspect.
Now here's Tatum. Really played well against Charlotte in his last game. Adebayo with it. Picked up by Tatum. Mitchell, the pass to Powell. Outside Mitchell. Lets it go from the wing. And he hits the jumper for two. For Boston, they've gone just 3 for 7 here at the start. White, the pass to Hauser. Kick out to Brown. Shoots over Hero. Again, the Celtics good for 2 more. Miami has gone just 1 of 6 from downtown. Hero outside. Back to Mitchell. It's Powell on the wing. Sinks it from distance.
Well, on the catch and shoot, Norman Powell ready to rise and fire.
Boston trailing. Outside, Brown. Back to Tatum. Fires for 3. Good. And Brown gets the assist. Tatum's got 5 now.
Now put your head down and go to work. That's what they need to do.
Boy, the tide is running one way and then shifts back in the other direction. I've lost count of how many lead changes we've had here tonight.
Pure from 3-point range.
How's that for an answer? Norman Powell says, I'll see that 3 and raise you one.
Tatum with it. 5 points in the game.
Boy, if you think about everything Jason Tatum does for his team, it's at a high level. And he doesn't ever get the full recognition he deserves. This guy is the very definition of franchise player.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And that one falls for Tatum.
From the moment Jason Tatum stepped into this league, he has been a guy who has wanted the burden offensively, and he has delivered.
Jaime Jaquez is checked in for Miami. And so Tatum nails both of them. The Heat have gotten 50% of their shots to fall so far. They're 5 of 10. For 3, Powell. He can't hit that time. Powell's gone 2 of 5 from the field here. Brown against Powell. The drive by Brown. And the jam by Brown.
Oh my goodness, Brown finishes off the drive, not simply laying it in, but a message of authority on the dunk.
Outside Adebayo. Pass to Powell. There's the 3. The shot, no good.
Now, how about this? He cannot find his rhythm in this period. This has been tough sledding.
Doris, Norman Powell has been impressive ever since his younger days.
Well, he put people on notice in high school, right? He wins the dunk contest for San Diego County. He was on 2 All-State teams and won a state championship. And boy, he has proven a scorer in the league.
Now here's Wiggins. Still without a bucket. And Jaylen Brown gets a whistle that time. That's his first foul. Vucevic, he's checked in for Queta. So it's Miami now, trailing by 2. Back to Wiggins. 6 to shoot. Adebayo, a screen on Tatum. Wiggins for 3. Oh, wow. Drew the contact, and that 3 almost went in. So he'll go to the line for 3 free throws.
Well, Wiggins, one of those guys who draws fouls at an excellent rate.
This is his first trip to the free throw line tonight. That free throw no good.
Well, getting to the line at will nowadays. Wiggins wanting to improve his free throw percentage.
Boston making a switch here. Pritchard's checked in. Larson's checked in for Miami. Good on the second one. And he nails the third. Here's Vucevic. He's been contributing over 15 a game. Outside, Brown. Over Jaquez. Another one falls for Boston.
Boy, bringing tremendous energy right now, and his teammates are absolutely feeding off it.
Wiggins outside. Adebayo in the post. Working on Vucevic. It's good. Adebayo's got his second basket on the night.
And once Bam gets the ball inside, the bucket is almost guaranteed. He's a serious producer in the paint.
Pass to Vucevic. Nice ball movement by Boston. Jaquez against Brown. Just 5 to shoot. And it's good with time running down on the shot clock. Brown's got 12 points in the game. And here's a timeout from Eric Spoelstra now. Coach taking this moment to speak to his guys. Maybe alter some of the game plan. Walsh is checked in for Boston. Shireman comes in for Brown. Well, since returning from the All-Star break, here's a look at the league's top three-point shooters. These guys have been on a tear from deep. Andrew Wiggins, #1.
He's been a man on a mission since the All-Star break, especially with how he's shooting the three ball right now.
The Heat have gone 6 of 13 so far in this one. Adebayo finds Wiggins. Hero outside. Now Jaquez. Hero looking around. Puts it up. The wide open shot is on the money. 5 points in the game.
Pick works well there, but the defense left a lot to be desired.
It takes incredible effort to stay connected to the hip of the offensive player. You've got to want to work.
Now here's White. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Charlotte. Pritchard, the pass to White. Over Jaquez. White can't hit.
Grab that one. However, so far they're getting a little out-hustled on the boards.
Outside Jaquez. Wiggins for 3. Knocks down the triple. And now a 3-point Miami lead.
Well, increasing consistency from range. This is one of the things Andrew Wiggins is working on.
White, the pass to Pritchard. Here's Walsh. Yet to see a basket. Pass to Pritchard. Lets it go from deep. Adebayo grabs the board.
It's hard not to want payback when you give up a 3 at the other end, but it can force you to rush things.
Wiggins outside. Here's Hero. Here's Jaquez. The three-pointer off the mark. Outside Pritchard to the paint. Here's Vucevic. And Vucevic slams it in.
Vucevic knows who he is. This guy is a close scorer, a legit threat to finish it with authority.
Outside Jaquez. Back to Hero. Adebayo, a screen on Pritchard. Pass to Wiggins. The 3. And there's the call. It's on Bam Adebayo. That's his first foul. And the Heat with some changes. Ware's checked in for Andrew Wiggins. Norm Powell comes in for Larson. And Yakachonis subbed in for Tyler Hero. Boston's gone just 1 of 6 from downtown. Left side, Pritchard. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair.
Heady play to stop that easy layup right there. I mean, make him earn it at the line.
And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for the Heat.
Well, we're in the era of the three-point basket. So if you want to win games in this league, you have to connect from deep, and they have been thus far.
Yeah, and in addition, their ball movement has really unleashed their offense. Boy, they've been fun to watch.
Ties it up, and his next one could give him the lead. Jason Tatum, he's checked in for Boston. And Miami also making a switch. Larson's checked in. And now they lead as the free throw drops in for him.
This is a guy who will happily go to the line if that's what the defense wants to give him.
It's Powell, high post. 14 points for him last game against Toronto. Puts up a three. It's rebounded by Walsh. Boston shooting an excellent 56% in this quarter. Again, the miss by Boston.
Yeah, and the defense has really got to tighten up on him. I mean, he's just too dangerous from the three-point line.
Here's Larson. Pass to Yakichonis. Off target from outside. And so it's Tatum who brings up the ball for the Boston Celtics. Here's Vucevic. There's 42 seconds left in the first quarter. Here's Shireman. Offensive board. Three-pointer, Pritchard gets his second attempt to go. Now he's 1 for 2.
You don't want to let him get into a rhythm from out there.
Here's Yakichonis. He's scoreless to end the run. Outside Jaquez. Yakichonis' shot is good.
That bucket is really just about the efficient use of a screen. That's nicely done.
Right side, Tatum. Here's Shireman. Gets the three to fall. And the Celtics lead by 5. It's been all about Jaylen Brown for the Boston Celtics. He made a big impact, scoring 12 points in the quarter. Time for a quick break, then back to the action. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we played through 1 quarter of action so far. And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for Boston.
The most consistent attack on offense so far has been the mid-range jump shot. We'll see if they can keep that rolling.
The other thing that's gone exceptionally well for them tonight is the shooting they've displayed from beyond the three-point arc.
They've got Nikola Vucevic, Jason Tatum out there with Peyton Pritchard, and it's Shireman in at the shooting guard. That's the Boston 5. Now here's Ware. Powell outside. Pass to Ware. Jacks up a three. Rebounded by the Celtics.
Surprising to see him miss here, but they'll be happy with that shot in most possessions.
Here's Walsh. Right side Tatum, outside Pritchard, three-pointer. Powell pulls it in. Heat trail by 5. Three-pointer Yakichonis sends it home from three-point land. Yakichonis has got 5 now.
Slow reaction from the D, and it cost him 3.
Now here's Tatum, 7 points in the game. Outside Pritchard. For 3. The rebound by Ware.
If you're a defender, your job is to make life hard on an excellent shooter. Great defense there.
Three-pointer Yakichonis. He can't get that one to fall.
And I'm surprised that didn't go down. I mean, I'm sure he is too.
Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Hey guys, Bam Adebayo is now the Heat's all-time leader in double-doubles. Bam said, I want to be #1 in some, if not all of these categories. I just have to keep improving and keep chipping away. And then it's just focusing on getting these wins. Brian, back to you.
Good priorities. Thank you very much for the report, Allie. Here's Yakichonis. The Celtics making their last shot. The drive by Powell. Well, when we talk about what it takes to win a championship, star power is often the first thing mentioned, Doris.
Well, B.A., we know that talent is what wins basketball games at any level. There's no question. You need one star, and more often than that, at least another. But really, overall roster construction is critical.
The Heat have gotten 2 of 5 shots to fall this second quarter. Miami moving it around. Pass to Larson. Now where? Here's Yakichonis. Shoots over Pritchard. And it's Miami with another. Here's Shireman. He's averaging almost 5 points a game. Outside Tatum. Launches it. The rebound by Ware. Ware's got his 5th rebound in this one. It's Powell on the wing. 6 points for him. Pass to Ware. Here's Yakichonis. Shoots over Pritchard. The shot by Yakichonis, no good. Boston's gone 0 for 4 from beyond the arc here in the second quarter. To the right side. Outside Pritchard. Here's Shireman. Back to Pritchard. Takes a 3. Boston again missing.
I'll tell you, his teammates are going to start to freeze this guy out if he keeps taking threes like this.
Pass to Yakichonis. Where the screen. From deep. Powell outside. And it's flushed down. A nice jam.
Oh, man, he got fancy with that finish.
He may be trying to provide the spark they need to break this one open. Well, it's always nice to head up to the Connected cam to get another angle of these big plays, courtesy of AT&T. And so Joe Mazzulla calls the timeout. He'll take the opportunity to regroup.
Things just aren't going their way. He clearly wants to talk it over.
Well, night in and night out, sometimes it's a battle of runs. Who has the most?
And Boston with some changes. Hauser, he's checked in for Walsh. Jaylen Brown comes in for Shireman. And it's White in for Pritchard. Miami making a switch here. Here's White. Hasn't gotten one to fall yet. Outside, Brown. To snap the cold streak. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Adebayo. And a chance now to check out the leaderboard and see the big men around the league who have made an impact on the offensive end last month. And Adebayo third.
This group of big men go into every game with the mindset that no defense can guard them. And you know what? They're usually right.
You know, and even with entire defenses schemed around stopping them, their scoring output always remains high. These fellas are anchors in the post for each of their teams.
Well, it's certainly been a roller coaster ride.
If you do me one, I'll do you one better. It feels like we have a lead change every few possessions.
Now here's Mitchell. Checking his numbers, he's put up a little over 9 points a game. Tried to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. The Celtics with the lead. Hauser outside. Right side, White. Powell pulls it in.
All alone from mid-range. You gotta think he's kicking himself.
Brown against Mitchell. Here's Adebayo. And all around the rim that time before dropping. Adebayo's got 6.
And what I love about Adebayo is he picks smart shots to take. Just an efficient offensive player.
Brown against Powell. Left side, Brown. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Oh, look at Brown. Bang it inside.
Well, dependability, right? That is not wasting possessions. This is all about taking and making good shots.
Pass to Powell. Let's go with a 3. And the three-pointer goes. 9 points in the game.
Yeah, first quarter, he's dropped 2 threes. Now he has another to his credit.
And here's White. No points so far. Right side, Tatum. Oh, and it's Tatum finishing it off inside.
You like the way Tatum can sliver around to get his shot.
Miami's gone 2 of 6 from distance here in the second quarter. Pass to Ware. Here's Powell. Now Jaquez, defended by Hauser. 6 on the shot clock. Adebayo, a screen on White. From deep, Mitchell. And it's cleared by Vucevic. Vucevic has got rebound number 5 here tonight. Outside, Brown. From behind the arc. That one falls. Coming off the Vucevic feed.
That three-point shooting sets up every aspect of Jaylen Brown's game. What a pretty shot.
Pass to Ware. Back to Mitchell. Now here's Jaquez. Tightly guarded. Outside Mitchell. Adebayo, a screen on White. Pulls up, high post. Mitchell misses.
Boy, he just doesn't have it here tonight, and it's had a ripple effect on this team.
Outside Tatum. Takes the 3. Unable to get that one.
Boy, they've done a good job overcoming his offensive struggles. He's got to be very thankful for his teammates.
Pass to Ware. Mitchell deciding where to go with it. Knocks it down from distance. Mitchell's got 5 points.
Gotta fight harder to get over those screens.
You know, we see this all the time. You're basically, as a defender, hoping the man misses rather than putting in the work to get over screens.
And so Joe Mazzulla calls the timeout. He's going to take a moment to give him a breather and talk things over. And some changes here for the Celtics. Cadis checked in for Vucevic, and Pritchard is subbed in for Jason Tatum. Miami also changing it up. Fontecchio's checked in for Jaquez, and Tyler Hero subbed in for Powell. Miami on D. Down low. Here's Brown. And the jam by Brown.
You see an illustration of how well Jaylen Brown understands their system. He's got great command of this offense.
Mitchell, the pass to Adebayo. Now here's Hero. Pass to Fontecchio. Back to Hero. Shot clock at 5. The 3 from Mitchell. And again, Miami with a triple.
Man, they're having a hard time defending the triple. That's 3 in a row.
Grant, since he's come into the league, what's jumped out to you about Hero's development?
Well, I've liked seeing his growth in running the pick and roll. He's not just a jump shooter anymore. He's a guy that can anchor an offensive unit, B.A.
The Heat with the lead. And he banks in the layup. He's got 6.
Good execution. They're getting some short-range looks here.
And so it's Pritchard with it. He brings it up for the Celtics. Pass to Brown. rebound Miami. Ware's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Right now, firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, there's a nice flow to this offense right now.
Hero with the bucket.
You got to do more than that to stop Hero. He's superb at staying under control.
And the Celtics in possession here. After the basket by Miami. Back to Brown. Ooh, Jaylen Brown took the hit.
And he's coming off a huge performance, and his confidence couldn't be any higher. And his coach knows that, too.
Well, the best players, to me, deliver night after night after night. So as long as he's hot, keep riding it.
It's stolen. To the inside. Here's Pritchard. And the foul is called. He missed it, so he's got a couple of free throws coming his way. And this will be his second trip to the free throw line.
Shooting 2.
The first one falls. A different look for Miami. Andrew Wiggins comes in for Ware. And it's Powell in for Fontecchio. He does not get the second one. Miami's gotten only 4 of 9 from beyond the arc here in the second. Pass to Mitchell. Hero outside. This one for 3. That one's good. Mitchell making the play. Mitchell's got his 3rd assist of the night. Celtics trail by 5. Now Brown. He's got 21. Here's White. And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up. It's on Norman Powell.
When you are the aggressor, being assertive, very often you're going to get the whistle, as Derek White did there.
Shooting 2.
And the first one at the line is good. A playmaker who can also score in bunches. I'm talking about Derek White, Doris.
I'm so glad you are, BA, because Derek White's big-time shot-making ability under duress of the shot clock. How many times does this guy get the ball with very little time on the clock, and he just stands calmly and delivers shot after shot?
White hits them both.
I think the thing that's most striking about Derek White, guys, he's capable of affecting games in so many ways. Yes, he can score it. Excellent passer and a very versatile cross-positional defender. A guy who can contribute to a good team.
Now here's Hero. And he drains it. A solid 5 for 6 now.
Where's the rim protection? That's just too easy for him.
There's 25 seconds left in the second. They set a pick. It's Brown on the wing. Looking at his scoring efficiency, he's averaging around 29 a game. Look at Brown getting it done inside.
Well, this is where the powerful frame and explosive athleticism of Jaylen Brown becomes a problem for the opponent. Nicely done.
With 1 on the clock. Oh, did he get it off in time? He did. How about that?
Are you serious?
What a way to seize momentum. Can it carry over into the next quarter? Beautifully done.
And we're through the first half of play here in what's been a good one. Miami out in front, leading by 5. And join us right back here after the break for the start of the second half.
Good to have you with us. With the season in its latter portion, let's look at the Eastern Conference playoff race. And swerving off topic for a moment, since this is the halftime show, I was just wondering, what was halftime like in the locker room back when you guys were playing?
I would never be checking my stats and figure out if I'm close to a double-double or not. That's something I would never do.
Yeah, he was trying to figure out if he's close to the double-double. He didn't know if it was rebounds and points early or a cheeseburger.
I'm talking about the cheeseburger. What are you talking about, Kenny?
All right, looking back now at that first half, a bit of a hill to climb for the Boston Celtics.
They're really going to war for those second chance points, running guys to the offensive glass. It's a tight game. That could be the difference maker.
As long as it doesn't hurt their transition defense.
Thanks for joining us. Time to head back over to the third quarter with Brian Anderson.
Second half of basketball is upon us, and we may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game we've seen so far. Jaylen Brown having a dominant impact in this game.
Slicing up the defense, living in the lane. Terrific first half for him.
His penetration was a real problem for them. And then, of course, the monster finishes at the cup.
Miami leading by 5. Setting the floor for the Heat. Andrew Wiggins is out there with Bam Adebayo. Then there's Tyler Hero. Then it's Norman Powell. And it's Mitchell in at the point. Powell, it's good.
They've been pretty lax with their perimeter defense, giving up a lot of three-pointers.
Outside Tatum. From downtown, JT for 3.
How about the answer from Jason Tatum? Say it with your chest, Jason.
Hero outside. Wiggins outside. Clock at 6. Fires from deep. The putback. Oh, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Nice rebound. Trying to match the other team's intensity right now.
Nice ball movement by Boston. White for 3, and the shot is good on the assist by Tatum. Tatum's got his third assist of the night. Mitchell with the ball. Outside Adebayo. Adebayo sets a screen. Hero for 3. Tatum pulls it in.
And you just can't afford to give up that kind of look very often.
And we're about a minute and a half in the second half. Pass to Hauser. Tatum against Wiggins. Tatum inside. He's got 12. Got it. Good job in the low post.
My goodness, the ability to adjust to defenders all around him makes Jason Tatum special. That's big-time hoops, folks.
Now here's Hero. 14 points for him. Oh, what a performance offensively.
They're really rolling at that end. Excellent game plan.
Brown, no good.
They tried to stay perfect in the half, but 3 for 4 now.
Here's Adebayo. Oh, great finish as he gets bumped on his way up. He'll go to the line to try to tack on one more. And no question, Bam Adebayo, one of the best all-around big men in the league.
Yeah, even as his efficiency has waned just a bit in recent years, he remains steady Eddie on a nightly basis. A two-way player who gives you a little of everything.
Free throw's good, Adebayo.
You have to love the style Bam brings with him to the floor. He's such a spirited player, and you can see his teammates enjoy it as well.
Now here's White. He's got 5. Three-pointer. It's hauled in by the Heat. Adebayo's got rebound number 7 tonight. Outside Mitchell. Adebayo sets a screen. Mitchell, the pass to Hero. Off target from three-point range.
That's exactly how you have to defend him on the perimeter. Can't allow any space.
Back to White. The three ball. Three-pointer goes up. Three-pointer goes down for White.
You have to have a quick release in the catch-and-shoot game. Otherwise, you allow the defender to catch up. Derek White's like, no, sir, I'm putting this one home. When you can get off the floor like that, that wipes away any height advantage.
Here's White following the bucket by the Heat. Brown, and the jam by Brown.
Yeah, just catching your teammate in stride right there, that makes the game easy.
And here's a timeout from Eric Spoelstra now. He's going to take a minute to regroup with his players. And as the leaderboard shows, these teams have really dominated the offensive glass so far this year. The fourth spot held by the Celtics.
They're having success because they're sending multiple guys to the offensive glass. Hard to block out everyone.
Third quarter of basketball here. A little under 3.5 minutes gone by. Pass to Wiggins. Over Tatum. Wiggins with the inside bucket. Nice.
And their offensive game plan is clear. Get it inside and go to work.
And so it's White with it. He brings it up for Boston. And here's Brown. He's guarded by Hero. Brown against Hero. The kick out to White. Just 4 to shoot. Oh, White with the soft touch on the floater.
Soft touch by Derek White. The floater, not an easy shot, but he puts that one on target.
Adebayo finds Hero. No good on the triple.
Boy, this guy has completely lost his focus. Nothing working.
Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
Thanks, Brian. Jaylen Brown never loses confidence. Celtics coach Joe Mazzulla said he has great short-term memory. If he misses a shot, it never affects the next one. You can't shake him. I just love his poise and his ability to attack. Brown said, every time I take the floor, I want to be aggressive. Brian?
You love that confidence. Okay, Allie, thanks a lot. Here's Hero. And the sweet roll that time on the rim. That one falls. Hero's got 16 points.
Smooth shot by Hero. Notice how he doesn't rush himself.
Outside, Brown. Shoots over Wiggins. Brown, no good. Miami has gone just 1 of 6 from long distance here in the third. The shots just aren't falling. And the foul on the shot. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line.
Well, the quickness to beat you inside. Wiggins possesses that in spades.
And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for the Heat.
I mean, they've played some beautiful basketball all game. The passing has been impressive, and it's opened up things with their ball movement.
Boy, the long ball has been another point of emphasis for this group tonight. Their shooters are finding open spaces and firing without hesitation.
And he drops the first. And so he makes both from the line. Now here's White. 10 points for him. It's Brown on the wing. The kick out to White. There's the triple. Adebayo grabs the board. Adebayo's got 9 rebounds in the game. Boy, he's getting it done. Hero on the wing. Defended by Brown. Pass to Mitchell. Shoots over White. Mitchell misses.
And even with the miss, that's a high percentage shot for him.
Hauser passes to White. Outside Tatum. Here's the three. Connects from downtown. Tatum's got 8 points here in the quarter.
This defense just can't stay connected to shooters.
Mitchell, the pass to Adebayo. And here's Mitchell. Back to Powell. Miami moving it around. Adebayo finds Powell. Now here's Hero. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own. Hero's got 19 points.
Well, after knocking down a couple in the first half, that's his first triple here in the second.
And so Joe Mazzulla decides to call a timeout. We might see him looking to make some tweaks to the strategy. Nikola Vucevic is checked in for Tatum. And Miami with a change here too. Jaquez is checked in for Mitchell. Celtics trail by 3. Here's Brown. He's got 25. White with a screen on Powell. Brown passes to Tatum. Shot clock at 6. Buries it from 3. Tatum's got 11 points here in the second half.
After hitting only 1 from downtown in the first half, he's exploded with 3 since.
Hero, the pass to Wiggins. Pass to Jaquez. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. And it's Tatum with the ball for the Boston Celtics. White looking it over. Back to Tatum. For the lead. Chalk up 2 there. Tatum's got 22 points.
He's caught fire here in the second half. Better late than never.
Powell outside. Shoots over Brown. Powell's shot is off. The Celtics with the lead. Tatum inside. Pounded by Wiggins. Tatum just so strong inside.
They are shooting the lights out and doing a good job of maintaining this lead.
Outside Jaquez. Back to Powell. Pass to Hero. Adebayo, a screen on White. Here's Jaquez. Shot to stop the run. And it's cleared by Vucevic. Vucevic has got his 8th rebound here tonight. And they're dialed in offensively.
Sure are. Staying in attack mode and at the same time playing under control.
Outside White. Beyond the arc. Rebound Miami. And here's Hero. He's got 19. Adebayo in the post. He's guarded by White. Oh, Wiggins! Bullseye with the 3.
This guy gets up in the air so smoothly. Andrew Wiggins, a nice foundation for that shot.
And so Joe Mazzulla decides to call a timeout. He's going to gather the troops and talk it over.
And something fans don't always get to see. Some of the closely guarded secrets that happen in that huddle.
It's tough to hide your communications. Teams go to great lengths to try to do it, but sometimes to no avail.
And Boston with some changes. Walsh is checked in for Tatum. Shireman comes in for Hauser. And Pritchard is subbed in for White. Here's Walsh, hounded by Wiggins. Vucevic, a screen on Powell. Pass to Walsh, out to the wing. And here's Brown. Clock is at 3. From the arc. Rebound Miami. Wiggins has got 4 rebounds in the game. Adebayo passes to Hero. Back to Adebayo. And he lobs it up. Oh, Wiggins over the top.
There's no defense for that. Andrew Wiggins enjoying life above the rim.
Hero against Pritchard. Pass to Brown. And that one drops. Brown's got 27 points.
He was not about to be denied. Jaylen Brown just muscles that home.
Wiggins outside. Back to Hero. We've got 1:48 left in the third. And he makes it. Hero's got 7 points here in the quarter.
Yeah, and this is why Hero was a lottery pick back in 2019, because of how incredible of a scorer he can be.
Here's Walsh. No made baskets yet. Here's Brown. And the officials call a traveling violation. All right, look here at the passing numbers over the last several months for Davion Mitchell.
One aspect of his game that suffered the past few months, passing the basketball. He hasn't shown that same creativity that we've seen from him earlier in the year, and his assists are down.
Look at who's out there now for Miami. Ware's checked in for Bam Adebayo. Larson comes in for Wiggins. And Yakachonis subbed in for Tyler Hero. And here's a timeout from Eric Spoelstra now. He might have seen something and needs to review with his guys. And we have a chance to take a look at the teams that are wreaking havoc with their defense this past month. The Celtics, third.
You know, they're pressuring the ball more, challenging every single shot. Their defense has been playing at a really high level.
Powell outside. Miami moving it around. Pass to Larson. Now here's Powell. Just 5 on the clock. From outside the arc. And it's cleared by Vucevic.
One reason this game is so tight is because both teams are hitting the boards with reckless abandon.
Here's Shireman. Here's Vucevic. Ware covers. Fade away. Vucevic's shot is off. The Heat with the lead. Pass to Yakachonis. Here's Powell. And play stops. A whistle there on what looks like an illegal screen.
Tough one. In a game where every possession is valuable, turnovers can make the difference.
And the Heat making a change here. Mitchell's checked in. 24 seconds left in the third quarter. Outside Pritchard. There's 10 seconds left to play in the third quarter here. From the low block. Here's Vucevic. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
Keeping pace here. That's an excellent move inside.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight. That one misses for Vucevic. From deep three-point range. Oh, it would have counted had it fallen, but it is offline. We're at the end of the third quarter, and we've still got a close one. It's the Celtics, up 1. And time for a short break. Stay right there. The fourth quarter is coming up next. And meanwhile, Eric Spoelstra rallying the troops.
It's got to be a sense of urgency right now. okay? Any kind of tip out, a 50-50 ball, we got to own that. And then we got to communicate. I don't know, but it's got to be a real sense of urgency.
Coach Spoelstra begging his guys to be more assertive in all aspects of the game.
And in close games, Coach Spo is solid at knowing how to get his guys to kick it up a notch.
3 tense quarters behind us. One more to go. Thanks for being with us as we get ready for the fourth. Nikola Vucevic is out there with Jason Tatum. Then there's Peyton Pritchard, and it's Shireman in at the 2. That's who's in the game for the Celtics. Now here's Mitchell. To the left side wing. Vucevic against Adebayo. And he sinks it again. 7 of 7 from the field now.
I'll tell you, Bam is having a massive impact on this game. They just can't stop him.
Adebayo against Vucevic. Right side Tatum. Too easy for Tatum, even with the contact.
Attacking the heart of this defense. That's 8 straight points inside.
Now Mitchell, outside Jaquez. Off the mark there with a 3. Here's Shireman. Vucevic against Adebayo. Now here's Vucevic. He's guarded closely. Here's Gonzalez. No good on the 3. Miami trailing. Here's Larson. Oh, there's the alley. Vucevic with a steal. Outside Pritchard. 2 minutes gone by here in the fourth. Picked by Vucevic to the middle. And stolen by Adebayo. And pushing it up. Here's Miami. And it's Ware missing. Here's Gonzalez. Right side Tatum. Launches the 3. Drops in the 3. Tatum's got 5 points now this quarter.
And in the second half here, they're shooting a terrific percentage from 3.
Adebayo against Vucevic. Bam, just battles through contact.
This continues to be a battle. The lead is within reach.
Yeah, but that's been elusive. They've missed a few plays along the way that they'd love to have back.
There's Tatum with the 3. It's hauled in by the Heat. And we're about 3 minutes into the fourth now. Here's Adebayo. And that one is right through the heart. Adebayo's got 19 points.
Just another thing that Bam brings to your team, the ability to knock down jumpers.
Pass to Vucevic. Here's Gonzalez. 4-3. Larson with a rebound. Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've played about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter here. Now here's Ware. Miami moving it around. 6 to shoot. To take the lead. Larson, no good. The Celtics have gotten only 2 of 6 attempts to drop in the fourth. Pritchard with it. Left side Tatum. Pass to Gonzalez. Pritchard from outside. Boston, no good that time either. Miami has gone 0 for 2 from outside here in the fourth quarter.
And plays like that one can make the difference in a close game.
And it definitely got the bench on their feet too.
Well, credit him for going for it, not settling, saying, I'm going to attack.
And there's the basket, and the whistle blows. Chance at a 3-point play here. Going to the line for 1. So for Miami, Wiggins, he's checked in for Ware. Powell comes in for Jaquez. And Tyler Hero subbed in for Larson. That one misses for Tatum. And it's Powell with the ball for Miami. They've allowed just 7 points here in the fourth. Outside Mitchell. Pass to Powell. All alone. That one falls. Nice setup by Mitchell. Mitchell's got 6 assists in the game.
I'll tell you this, if a guy can catch and shoot in this league, Norman Powell, one of the best at it. He is so capable.
Now here's Tatum. The fader. That one goes. Count it. Tatum's got 33.
Come on, guys. Check out the tenacity. There's no back down in this fellow whatsoever.
Hero outside. Back to Mitchell. Powell outside. Pass to Mitchell. Hero outside. And Miami again with the bucket.
And Hero understands his role in this offense, and he knows when he should look to score.
Outside White. And here's Brown for 3. Bullseye! Jaylen Brown!
That's 2 triples for him. 1 in the first, 1 in the second.
The Heat have gone 6 for 9 here in the fourth quarter. Hero, the pass to Adebayo. Powell outside. Adebayo, a screen on Brown. Powell's shot is off. The Celtics have got 5 out of 10 shots to drop here in the final quarter. Pritchard finds Tatum. Oh, Tatum takes the contact.
A tale of 2 halves. After a slow start, he's turning his offense around.
Heat trail by 3. Hero outside. Pass to Powell. Adebayo, a screen on Brown. For 3, Powell. Boston pulls it in. Here's Garza. Now here's Brown. He's guarded by Hero. Tatum from long range. And a great assist by Brown as that one goes in. Brown's got his 3rd assist of the night. Adebayo, a screen on White. To the paint. They need this. And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws.
Inside, Bam really doesn't hold back. He takes his shot right through the foul.
All right, guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for Boston?
Their hot shooting from long distance has been the key. Spacing the floor and rising up with that confidence.
I think the other thing they've done exceptionally well tonight is shoot the mid-range and take advantage of those opportunities. Anytime they're given a look, they have delivered.
And he knocks down the first one.
They're doing some good work at the line this half.
And Boston with some changes. Queta comes in for Garza, and it's Hauser in for Pritchard. And Miami with a change here too. Ware's checked in for Mitchell. And both free throws good for Adebayo. Celtics lead by 4. Outside White. Takes a 13-footer. No good, off the front rim. Miami has gone 0 for 3 here in the fourth. Pass to Ware. Outside Adebayo. And here's Hero. Launches it. Yes! And it's Adebayo picking up the assist. Adebayo's got 5 assists in the game. Here's Queta, hounded by Adebayo. Nice ball movement by Boston. Tatum from long range. Miami grabs the miss. Powell's got a rebound number 5 here tonight. Pass to Hero from outside the arc. Hauser grabs the board.
And just terrible defense. I don't know how he missed that shot.
Now Brown. Here's White. Here's the three. Adebayo grabs the board. Adebayo's got 13 rebounds in the game. Glass eating. Pass to Hero. Adebayo sets a screen. Powell for three. Tatum pulls it in. Tatum's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Now White. Back to Tatum. Outside White. Drains the triple. And the Celtics lead by 4.
You know, put a rough first half behind him. He's absolutely crushing it here in the second.
Wiggins outside. Here's Adebayo.
Whose bad is that?
5 on the clock. Powell. Oh, the long ball, no good.
Boy, his struggles this quarter is not helping them right now. They may need to start going to somebody else on the offensive end.
For three. Here's Kata. Counted by Adebayo. Out of bounds. It'll go to the Heat. Mitchell's checked in for Miami. And so Hero will bring it up for the Miami Heat. And Eric Spoelstra decides to call timeout. He wants their game plan to be crystal clear at this point. And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Over that last break, I got a chance to hear what Eric Spoelstra said to the team. Coach wanted to see more urgency when it came to closing out on shooters. He said, quote, right now we're jogging at them on the perimeter. It needs to be a sprint to run them off the line. We'll see if the guys have it in them.
Appreciate the report, Allie. Rebounded by Tatum.
And the shooter had very little space on that attempt.
Right. He stays connected and great timing on the contest.
Oh, it doesn't go.
And he almost made them regret defending him so loosely.
Powell fires. Can't hit it.
Boy, when you're trying to make up ground, every shot counts. You have got to be selective.
Outside White. Are outside. Here's Kata. Powell covers. Clock at 4. Brown, the corner triple.
Here in the second half, they're really focused on stretching the floor.
And guys, boy, when you're hitting, it sure does work. It obviously opens up major options at the offensive end.
Mitchell. The three is off. They can take their time if they want.
Yes, you have to regroup. Make sure you get a good shot.
Here's a pass to Tatum. Hauser outside. Here's Brown. In the corner, Tatum. Puts up the tray. Rebounded by Powell. Well, the Heat's shooting right below 40% here in the fourth. Wiggins outside. Adebayo sets a screen. No good from 3. So it's Boston now. 30 seconds left in the fourth quarter here. White with a screen on Wiggins. White outside. Hauser outside. And the 3 misses. Now Powell. Money from 3.
This guy is on fire right now. Defense has got to step up and try to disrupt his rhythm.
And they foul intentionally. Now they're going to have to do that again. They're not in the penalty just yet.
Yeah, just trying to keep this game alive. Not a bad foul right there.
And they go to the intentional foul. He hits the first one, and that puts him up 5. So he gets them both, and it's a 6-point ball game.
Put a bow on this one. His composure at the line effectively ends it.
Now a timeout called by Miami. They're down by 6. Your thoughts, guys?
Not an ideal situation for them. They've got to make a 3, then foul, hope for some misses, and make another 3. And that bucket from beyond the arc puts them within reach. He's really been putting that shot to work.
Yeah, and if he can stay hot from out there, his three-point shot could be the tool they use to win this game.
And Joe Mazzulla calls timeout here. Great time to call his guys into the huddle at a very tense moment in this game. And now they foul and stop the clock.
Yeah, and there's no question they have to foul. Now, I'm sure they would have preferred to avoid it.
Gets the first, and that gives him a 4-point cushion. And so he drops them both, and it's a 5-point game. So we see the Celtics get the win here. Boy, they didn't make it easy on their fans or themselves, but at the end of the day, everyone on their side is happy.
Yeah, happy indeed. The momentum shifted away from them a few times, especially early on, but give these guys credit for sticking with the game plan and finishing the job.
And now we have Allie LaForce standing with the player of the game. Allie, take it away.
Jason, with you guys being such a young team, how do you continue to improve to reach your potential?
We got to watch film. I mean, we did a lot of good things today. So a lot of things we could have done better. And we just got to be focused, composed, and play with a lot of poise, and we'll be fine.
Poise normally comes with experience, but because you're so young, you're finding it early. Congrats.
Allie, thank you as always. And that about does it for the final game of the NBA regular season. For Grant Hill, Allie LaForce, and Doris Burke, and the rest of our 2K team, this is Brian Anderson signing off. And time now to introduce our player of the game, Jason Tatum.